Welcome to MoxiEngage in your sphere of influence. What I hope to share with you today is a quick PowerPoint, just talking about the sphere in general, and then jumping into MoxiEngage and show you a number of ways to engage with your sphere. So let's jump right in. All right. First off, obviously, don't derail. I find it absolutely amazing that many agents have more trouble talking to their sphere than they do to complete strangers in the grocery store or FISBOs, expireds, or anybody else. We go to talk to our sphere and, we get derailed. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I just want to ask, and again, you don't have to answer out loud or anything like that, but do any of these sound familiar? I don't want friends and family to think I'm only calling because I want their business. Oh, just a minute. I gotta jump over here. And what if I'm door knocking and there's an axe murderer on the other side of the door? Or why would anyone want to work with me? I'm too new. I don't know the area. And so on and so on. How many of you can relate to any of these? Well, remember the old Ford model, and I'm not talking about the Model T or anything like that. I'm not, nor am I talking about the old, what are they found on the road dead? Yeah, that's the other one. So the Ford model, if you've ever been to any of Darwin's trainings or been with Alex, you've heard this over and over and over. All right. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. What is family? Family is, how'd you meet? I mean, if you're meeting them for the first time, that might be a question, right? How old is your son or daughter? How is your siblings? One of the funny things that I didn't see on here when I was putting this all together was, what kind of a pet do you have? Occupation. What do you do for a living? How do you like working at? What's your favorite part of your job? Have you ever asked anybody what is your favorite part of your job? Because most people probably say, I get to go home. Well, maybe not. Just saying. Anyways, recreation. Now, recreation, man, it can take you everywhere and anywhere. We live in one of the greatest states in the United States because we have four seasons. And if you're an outdoors type person, you could find something to do anywhere and everywhere you go. And so you're asking them about them, but what did you do? And dreams. Dreams. Oh man, I was gonna get a soundtrack. Dreaming. Oh, oh well, too late. The big thing about dreams, though, is to keep in mind that these questions can often lead to deeper answers. And you can get lost in this entire topic. You notice one thing when we're sitting here talking about the Ford model, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. We've never said anything about business, have we? I'm simply trying to get to know them. And isn't that how we do business today? Where do our friends come from? Don't we have the same likes or the same interests, same restaurant, whatever the case may be? I mean, isn't there some similarities with that? So just follow the process. Let your inner value shine. Identify the negative thinking for what it is and don't let it overcome you. Deal with the discomfort. Yes, in order for you to succeed, in order for you to grow, in order for you to thrive, you need to deal with the discomfort. Because if you're comfortable, you're complacent, which means that you're not going to change anything. So reframe your thoughts. Think about how and what you can do to grow your business and make a huge, huge difference. So let's just make sure that we know what our sphere is. Immediate family, nearby friends, distant family, house of worship members, business associates, neighbors, social media. How many of you actually know your neighbors? Now, I've used this many, many times, and it's amazing that I always get a couple in every class that says, well, I know all my neighbors. But do we know our neighbors like you did when you were growing up? I mean, we knew when they got home, we knew when they left for work, we knew what they ate on Sunday, we knew everything about our neighbors. Now, what do we know about our neighbors? I'm just saying, we don't take the time and invest any time into our neighbors. So, and as your business grows, you're going to deal with past clients, BizBos, expireds, people in your firm, you know. And again, I got to tell you the story because Darwin, he went to Taco Bell so often when we were in Fenton together that he actually knew the gal at the window by first name. How many of you know the drive-through window person by first name? Jet's Pizza, which was very close to us, and I really appreciated that office because I could call and they'd say, Bob, same thing. I'd say, yep. And in 15 minutes, they'd be walking my pizza over to me. I didn't have to go get it. Why? Because they knew me. They knew my voice. Oh my goodness. Anyways, just keep adding to your sphere. Each and every day, you should be adding someone to your sphere. I mean, you went to the gas station, right? You went to the grocery store. You did something. Not everybody shops for everything at Amazon. At least I hope not. What do you need for information? Full name, address, phone number, email, social media platforms. Why is social media platforms important? Can I whet your appetite just a little bit? Next month, I think it's next month. I know it's next quarter. Next quarter, we're going to focus on the how to use and leverage social media platforms. And if you have their social media platforms, it just allows you to interact with them more often. And again, we're talking about your sphere, right? So it gives you an opportunity. So when you see something on their Facebook page or on their Instagram or whatever the case may be, it gives you a cause to call them. Because now you got some information, you got a reason. And that maybe the reason will make it easier to do. Add notes of relevant personal information. Again, family connection. What do they do? Hobbies, and whatever else you can think of. It's endless. Now, these stats are from 2021, but these are the latest stats that are available right now. Okay. So 89% of sellers said they would definitely or probably recommend their agent for future services. And then we get down to 39% of sellers found their agent through a referral from a friend, neighbor, or relative, or used an agent they had worked with before to buy or sell a home. Now, that's a huge drop from 89% to 39%, but that's still a third. So let's say that you have a 600 in your sphere of influence. And reality is, if you were to look at your phone, I bet you have thousands of contacts in your phone. But yet, I'm just going to use a small number. I'm going to use 600. Oh, you want me to be real easy? You want me to use 300? Okay, I'll use 300. What's 39% of 300? 390? No, that's 300. No, Bob, that's not right. You're right. But you're talking about a little over 120 people that could be referring business for you out of your 300. Think about that. 120 potential. Are you doing 120 transactions right now per year? Because let's cut that in half. Let's say 60. Are you doing 60 transactions right now? Are you leveraging your sphere of influence? At noon today, we have a panel of professionals that the majority of their business comes from their sphere. Don't miss that. Because if we get down to 29%, now we're down to that true third of our people. And that's why I use 300 just to make it easy for you. Okay. So what about buyers? Buyers is just slightly higher, said they would definitely or probably use them. And then That's even better because it's almost at that break even point. So now we're talking just under 150 right out of our 300. So let's say now we got we're going to cut that in half for 75. We're going to add that to 60. You know, that's only 135 possible transactions this year. But that number gets down to 13. Down to 13. Why? Because we're afraid to talk to our past clients and we're afraid to talk to our sphere. That's the reality of it. But even if I took those two numbers in the rawest form of 29 and 13, in the rawest of rawest form, saying I only had 100 people that I knew, do you realize that that's 42 people? Are you doing 42 transactions in a year? This is just your sphere we're talking about. So with that said, we bring that to a close, and I'm going to jump into MoxiEngage. So here we are in MoxiEngage. Now, what's cool about MoxiEngage is that as you come in every morning, it says, "Good morning." Isn't that kind of cool? I mean, I love it that somebody says good morning to me every day. So stay in flow. You decide with this little gear over here, who do you want to see? Active, new, prospects, leads, marketing, uncategorized. And you get to decide how often you want them to filter through. Now, what is nice about this, folks, is that so West B, you know what? I'm going to click on West B and I'm going to click on a campaign and I'm going to add him to holiday 2024 because isn't next Monday like President's Day? Yesterday was Abraham Lincoln's birthday. But you know what? Not just that, but what about a new listing neighbor campaign? No, let's not do that one. Which one? It's still a seller's market? Yeah, let's do that one. And then West goes away. West goes away. See? And then I'm going to click on Harry. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll put them on the holiday, and it's still a seller's market. And I'm going to click done. See, it says successfully added. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now, the reason I'm going through all 5 people, because I'm really trying to drive a point home here. Okay? You're saying, well, what's the point? So let's just say, for instance, I just went through and I took care of 5 people today. If I come back tomorrow, I can take care of 5 more. And if I come back the day after that, I can take care of 5 more. If I only work Monday through Friday, that means 25 people I actually engaged with within my sphere of influence. 25 people. If I chose to work Saturday and Sunday, I could actually engage with 35. So my question to you is this simple. Have you engaged with 25 people this week or in any week? Have you? I mean, it's your business, right? Because if you're not currently in a transaction, you are either out there recruiting, prospecting, whatever word you want to give it, right? You are trying to keep your business. It's no fun to have a business that's like the roller coasters at Cedar Point. You want a business that just keeps right on growing. So here's my challenge to you. Make it a habit to come into here every single morning and take care of those 5 people. I don't care whether you call them. I don't care if you send them a private email or personal email, or if you simply put them on a campaign. 5 people each day, at least Monday through Friday, so that you start to reach out to 25 people. And I want you to call me back in 6 months and say, Bob, I did it and it didn't work for me. Because I'll never get that call. Why? Because it'll work for you. It's that easy. I'm going to turn on my cursor so it makes it a little bit easier to see it. And I'm going to come up here to people and I'm going to go to my people. Because basically all I showed you was how you can put people easily on a campaign for holidays and a campaign dealing with seller and the fact that the market is still hot. But I'm going to go get my demonstrator dude that I got in here. And we're going to do a couple of things with demonstrator dude. So demonstrator dude, we're going to make him a buyer or make her a buyer. No, if it's dude, it's got to be a guy, right? Okay. I'm just trying to think this through here. So you might find it odd that he lives at the office in Fenton, but he's one of those homeless guys. That's why he's a buyer. We got to help him find a home. So what makes Fenton unique? It's kind of like Waterford in that area. And what makes it unique is that there's a lot of lakes. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go backwards. Get back down there. Come on. There we go. Oh, I clicked twice is what happened there. So let's try that again. And that's a little bit too much. Let's come back in. And yeah, okay. So we're going to run the search. That's 6 miles around. I'm actually going to come up here and I'm going to put in a price point. I got 221 listings in a 6 mile radius around Flint or around Fenton. Think about that. So you know what? Let's hone this down a little bit. Let's make it 400 and apply. Oh, said 4 million. Yeah, that might be a little error. What do you think? Ah, it's much better. 57. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on email settings. Here's your search. Now, why am I showing you this? Because many of you are using the MLS. Why? Can I just say why? Because you're using the MLS because it's easy. That's why. The truth is, though, I'm going to show you the advantage of doing it this way. And again, you can change this if you want. You get to decide once per day. You can decide whether it's hourly. One of the nice things that I like about this is this send no new listings. So instead of you, for example, one home with Real Comp, what Real Comp one home will do is they will send them notifications on the schedule that you set in place. And if there's no new listings, they're still going to get the listings that they've already discarded, don't like, or whatever the case may be, but they keep getting it. This option right here will simply send them an email that says, well, there is no new listings in the area, meaning you don't need to even look at this. I'm going to come over here, click save and send, and it's off. Okay. So we'll give that a moment to get into my email. I could also come over here and, looking at the same thing, but this time, maybe I'm more into drawing a box. Some of you like boxes or polygons. So, you can do that too. I'm just showing you that you got options. That's all I'm trying to show you right now. So you can do it anyway. just like you were doing it. And then you come over here, you click on that. Again, you can change everything you want, save and send, and it's off. So let me jump into my email over here so I can demonstrate why you want to do this. I know you're all laughing because I got AOL. Some people don't even know AOL still exists, but it does. So right here, new listings. Here's your search in the Fenton area. Okay. It tells me I got 57 new listings. So when I click on this, I want you to pay attention where this link takes them. If you can't tell, this is my website, folks. Find your home, Bob's blog, buyers, local housing market, sellers, properties. So when they begin their search, instead of using Zillow, instead of using realtor.com, they're using my website. From an SEO standpoint, can I explain to you how huge that is? They're using your website. How do you add value to what you do? It's right here, folks. And again, guess what? This map is movable. Yes, they have the ability to come in and create their own searches. Think about this. They can do everything on here that you can do. Is that crazy or what? Can they do that on one home? Can they do that on the MLS? Or do they simply see the properties that you send them, which is why they end up going to Zillow or Realtor.com? This gives them the power to do everything. So let me jump back into MoxiEngage. So what we did with my demonstrator dude was we simply created a couple of quick searches that we could save. And then, of course, we go to the activity and save search clicked 2 minutes ago. Neighborhood news 2 minutes ago. Everything that happens with this individual is right here. Let me go back to dashboard because I want to show you that right here, you're going to see the same activity. So here's the reality, folks. The reality is that you could work just from your dashboard because if you wanted to, so Diane E, this time I'm going to reach out and you know what? I'm going to do a custom search for Diane. Are you getting my drift here, folks? It's very, very easy to be able to do this. And again, once you have this, you can actually come up and you can change it to status. You can switch it to number of baths and bathrooms. And again, you have all these filters, okay? The other thing I want to show you, so if I click on Diane, let's say that Diane is going to be a potential seller. So if I come down here and I click on presentations and I click on create presentation, enter a name. So Diane Eagles, annual property review. Wonder how I could use an annual property review. You know, do I have any sellers that past clients? I wonder. Or I could simply do seller and go down and create a quick, easy presentation for a listing appointment. Because where to go? Come on. Since Diane has an address, in MoxiEngage. Wait for it. Here it comes. How many of you love that little circle that just goes round and round and round? There is. So if I want to come in and I want to make any changes to it, I just click on the pencil. And then I can go and edit the report. It's going to populate here in a moment. Slow Wi-Fi and all that good stuff. So again, my time's almost up. I wanted to do this in 30 minutes, and it looks like we did it in 27. So I hope I shared something with you today of value, of something that you can easily use to engage with your sphere. But this is just one example, folks. 12 o'clock today, we have an expert panel of 4 powerful agents. Don't miss your opportunity to see what they bring to the table. Look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. So let me unplug and say good night, John Boy.